Welcome back to the Tesla, guys. Whew, thank goodness. She's still looking good. It's been a while. Welcome. Welcome back to... Uh-oh. Well, that's never good. Look at that background. So that is update completed, checking status, but that fuzzy stuff... Oh, goodness. Not again, guys. Not again. Wait. What? What's going on? Oh, goodness. What's going on here? Well, let's see if we can still get it anyways. Woo! Alright, so we're having some software glitches here. Now, I just got my MCU, my touchscreen. I don't know what you want to call it. Either way, just got a brand new touchscreen on the car because there were bubbles forming in the old one. So yes, that did happen. Unfortunately, those sort of things happen when there's like a software issue. So I either have to wait for the next update or it didn't install properly. Either way, we can still drive the car. So let's rock and roll. Oh, 233 miles of range. I'll get back to that in just a minute. Ooh, check out the Bentley convertible. Not bad. And of course we got the E-Tron blue not charging, so you know what's new. Well, nothing like a little acceleration to start the day. It's just too much fun, guys. It really is. It really wakes you up too. So anyways, we are back in the Tesla. We're back. My car unfortunately was sitting all weekend, so I charged it before I left Thursday night. Friday, I unplugged it and moved it down so other people could use the charger, obviously. So I unplugged with about 250 miles of range. My car is 233 miles of range, so that's about how much phantom drain you get from Thursday night, probably when I stopped charging. I did move it, but that doesn't really use much battery, so I moved it 250 miles down to 233, so about 17 miles of phantom drain from Friday to Tuesday morning. Yeah, so welcome back, another Tesla Talk Tuesday. So my car actually did a software update Thursday night. That's when I got it back from the dealer from getting all those fixes. En route battery warm up, Tesla Atari games, additional language support, and clearly some software glitches that caused the software to look weird. All right, so as you guys know, I recently had my car in for a service, and I was fortunate enough to have a pretty fantastic service experience both times because it wasn't twice in the last week. Well, at least the last week prior to this. I've heard that, you know, some people are not so fortunate. There's one person, I guess, from Sweden that commented on my video, so thanks for checking out the vlog. I guess he didn't have the same level of communication and timeliness of getting his car repaired or knowing what was going on, so I apologize. Hopefully, you know, it improves. I'm sure it's due to lack of employees and staff. That always makes things difficult. Hopefully they're able to get more cash, more revenue, hire more employees again going forward, and improve these customer service experiences. Now, interestingly enough, I was talking about how I get a free loaner car and how I was able to get a Tesla loaner car. And, well, that's obviously fantastic because what's better than getting in just a slightly updated Tesla when your car is in for service? So seeing as how that happened, I was obviously very happy and very excited to be able to use AP1 just for a little bit of time. However, I did recently hear, I'm part of 2 other Facebook Tesla groups, and someone commented that they took their Tesla in, I think either this week or last week, to the Tyson's Corner Service Center in Northern Virginia. And instead of receiving a loaner car, they were told that I guess it's too expensive to rent from Enterprise or something, and they also didn't have any fleet vehicles available. So what they did is they gave them like a $700 Uber credit, which is interesting. I don't know how I would feel about that, because you got to wait on somebody else to like pick up and drive you around. Obviously it's paid for, so you know you could use Uber Black Car or whatever you want, but it is quite peculiar because you still don't have your own vehicle, and well, you kind of have to do things on somebody else's time. And well, what if you're not really in a super populated area, or you want to go somewhere that's a little bit further? You have to wait on a black car and then have that person drive you. I don't know. It just doesn't seem quite ideal. Hopefully they'll get this situated and change this going forward. But that seems quite odd and quite an interesting way to handle loaner cars. And I don't know if I see how this is cheaper, but I guess we'll kind of see how that plays out, but very, very odd situation. I thought that was quite interesting. So I don't know how other people feel about this and if other people have experienced this, but let me know in the comments below, because I'd be curious to hear other service center, either horror stories or I feel like you hear more of those, because when people are mad, they go online. When you're happy, sometimes you hear about it, but usually you only hear about it if it's like exceeding all expectations and incredible service. In other news, thank you to the Subaru driver behind me that let me in. Always people turning left and right off these roads, and it just causes such traffic. Anyways, back to some more Tesla news. So recently, Tesla, I guess, filed a patent for some new battery technology, which could be very cool if implemented soon. So the technology that this patent is filed over is the ability to analyze an electrolyte in a lithium-ion cell. And the goal here is to prevent cell failure and therefore prevent battery fires. So this would be pretty sweet if you can do this. And what it does is it's able to monitor the electrolyte, and if it's like degrading over time. If this is the case, it's almost like being able to monitor when your engine's going to go bad. It's sort of a similar thing. If there's any sort of issues that would lead to something going bad and causing engine failure, this is sort of the equivalent with being able to monitor the cells in the battery and I guess preemptively know to swap out those cells because the electrolytes are degrading. At least that's sort of what I'm reading and getting from it. But irregardless, very cool technology, and I know a lot of people hate the word irregardless, but pretty sweet stuff. I'll tell you what, guys, she is driving like a dream. Driving like a dream. I mean, just nice and smooth, no wobbles and wiggles, and I mean, it's fantastic. Those sway bars, whatever they did, fantastic. Wait for it. Yeah, I mean, it's, guys, if you get a Tesla, that's the whole point of them, right? Like, you have to accelerate under full load every single time you have the opportunity, because that's what having a Tesla is all about. It's too much fun not to. Like, why not do it? Also, battery drive unit, 8-year unlimited mileage warranty. I don't know if that's still the case on new cars, but it is on mine, and I'm definitely gonna enjoy it to the fullest. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Well, fortunately, it's that time again, guys. I'm going into work, but 2 seconds, we'll get to some more news. What do you know, guys? What do you know? So, I come down and parking all the way in the back corner. You got 2 cars right next to me. That's pretty wild. One of these is like a little convertible. I actually don't know what kind of car this is. Can't really tell. Also, the hubcaps. I don't know. It's not a brand I recognize. Anyways, that's there. We got a Nissan Altima, but the red Model 3 is next to me, like always. Anywho, as you can see, still having some software glitches, but at least we can see the numbers. Either way, man, that touchscreen, someone commented that it's more vibrant, and I'm noticing it now. The colors are much more rich. It looks a lot better. It really does look a lot better. So anywho, we're back. We're off work. We got a couple more things for Tesla Talk Tuesday. Also, the car is feeling phenomenal. I'll be honest. After those fixes that they did, the car is just so much more smooth. It feels fantastic. Doesn't creak, doesn't wobble. I mean, it rides like it's new. Granted, I never drove it while it was new, but it feels fantastic, guys. Let's get out of the garage and let's get back to some more Tesla Talk Tuesday. Alright, so first things first, as you may or may not know, Tesla shareholder meeting tonight. Well, I guess by the time you guys see this, it will probably be already in progress or over. But either way, you can check out the notes, whatever. I know electric.com will have like a little news hub as far as the shareholder meeting goes, so you can check in there or just check in afterwards to see what was discussed, what was covered, and what's new and upcoming from the shareholder meeting. So interesting to see what will happen there. Either way, Tesla stock back above 200. I know it dipped at like 170s in early June, but I think it closed around 217 today. 217, I believe. So yeah, it's quite a rebound, I'll tell you what. So almost a 50 point rebound, 40 point rebound, pretty good. I'll take it. Some other interesting stuff relating to Model 3s. So Apparently the standard Model 3, the $35,000 one, not the standard plus, just the standard, they were sold and they were put out with streaming music, I think like live traffic updates, heated seats, and 20% more range. Basically the range of a standard range plus. So people have been enjoying the lapse of luxury by getting these $35,000 models and getting these extra benefits that weren't, I guess, software locked. So in the next week or two, I believe Tesla's going to be pushing an update that is basically rolling these back. So they're going to have less range, no heated seats, no streaming music, no live traffic or any of that jazz. So it'll be interesting to see if people start upgrading to pay the extra. I guess at the time there was like a $4,000 difference in price, $35,000 versus $39,000. So it'll be interesting to see if people upgrade or if they just accept those rollbacks in software or what happens. But either way, I guess there wasn't software out there yet that limited those things for the standard cars, which maybe is why they took them offline, but there will be soon. So it's kind of like a tease though. It's like when I had my loaner car with the autopilot and all-wheel drive. I mean, autopilot was a blast, and now it's kind of like, well, that would be fun to have, but do I need it? So it's a nice little tease. I'll be curious to see how many Model 3 people choose to try to upgrade. Wait for it. Nope, never gets old. It really doesn't get old. Anyways, other Model 3 news. Apparently at a Tesla factory in Tilburg, I hope I'm not butchering that or saying the wrong city name. Basically, there's a Tesla factory in the Netherlands. I believe it's in Tilburg. A couple people that had bought Model 3s that were either promised or paid for full self-driving or some sort of autopilot capabilities haven't gotten those updates, so they don't have it on their cars. So there's about 10 people that I guess blocked the entrance and exit to this factory, so the worker's going to get to work saying, why don't we have these software updates? Why can't we use autopilot? They were, I guess, promised it by Tesla, so they went inside, had coffee, whatever. This employee said, yes, we'll update your cars right now. Seems to be some sort of issue. The software isn't quite ready, so they couldn't update their cars. Hopefully that will happen soon. I mean, you gotta feel bad for them, right? They were promised something or they paid for something and they don't have it, so it's kind of a bummer. But, you know, hopefully that gets resolved and hopefully they push out software to anybody that's paid for it that doesn't have it yet. So, you know, it sucks to be out, you know, $4 or $5 grand and not get anything for it when you could either invest or use that money somewhere else. Now, interestingly enough, speaking of Audi E-Trons from this morning that are in my garage now, I guess there's been like 1,600 or so delivered and like a little over like 540, I want to say, of them actually have a recall on them now. There's something with like the wiring harness connecting to the battery somewhere. Either way, there's a potential for, I guess, a water leak on the battery, and this could potentially lead to either short circuiting or maybe even a fire. But Audi has issued a voluntary recall right now on over 500 vehicles, I think. I think what they're doing is they are saying you can still drive the car if you want. The recall fix, I don't think will be available until August. What they're trying to do is either say drive the car, but if you see a yellow warning light for the battery come on, stop immediately in an open space, turn the car off, and call, you know, Audi roadside service or whatever it is. And then the other option is you can get a loaner car and an $800, I guess, like credit gift card thing. I assume to pay for gas because you're driving an electric vehicle. So those are the two options for people right now. Now, there haven't been any fires reported or anything like that, but there have been 5 instances of finding this, I guess, potential weak part in the connections, and there's a possibility that it could leak, leading to these things. So I understand what they're doing. They're trying to be preventative, because the second you have a fire in one of your cars, as we know with the Teslas, it is all over the news. It's terrible and bad PR, and, well, let's just say E-Trons are not selling that well, so they will sell probably even worse if there's a chance that they could catch on fire. Also, the Jaguar I-Pace, I believe there's a recall. There's something with the regenerative braking, and if that isn't working, there might actually be a delay when you do try to brake. So they need to push some sort of software update in order to fix that. Hopefully these get resolved soon. I still haven't been, actually I did do a test ride in an I-Pace. It was a lot of fun. at the DC Auto Show. So that was a blast. Still haven't been in an E-Tron. I also haven't been in a Model 3 or a Model X, which is pretty crazy actually. So hopefully I'll get into those as well soon. But it's always a blast getting into these new electric cars, and well, I can't wait for the Roadster to come out, because that car is going to be absolutely absurd. Until then, I'm gonna enjoy my Tesla. I'm gonna enjoy my ride. The silence, the smoothness, the awesome acceleration, not paying for gas. I mean, it's pretty fantastic. So we're gonna keep enjoying that. But I think that's gonna be it for Tesla Talk Tuesday. If you guys are enjoying these videos, please consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, thanks for watching.